Hello, my name is Emily. I live in a small town in the United States. I want to tell you a story about learning English. But before I start, let me ask you, do you read English? It's okay if you are still learning. I was like you once. English was hard for me too. When I was a little girl, I didn't know how to speak English very well. I felt sad. All my friends could speak and write in English, but I could not. I remember one day in school, my teacher asked me to read. I stood up, but the words on the page looked so difficult. My heart started to beat very fast. I could feel tears in my eyes, but I didn't want to cry in front of my class. At that moment, I decided I had to learn. I didn't want to feel sad anymore. English was my key to making new friends and doing well in school. I knew that I had to try. But where do I start? My mom told me to read every day. Even if I could only read one page, I had to try. I picked up my favorite storybook. It was a story about a little girl who loved to play outside. I liked the story, but the words were hard. So, I read one page and asked my mom to help with words I didn't understand. Tip 1: Start small. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Just keep going. Some days I didn't want to try. I would sit in my room and cry. Why is it so hard? I would ask myself. But my mom always came into my room and sat with me. She would tell me stories from when she was a little girl. English was hard for me too, she said, but I didn't give up. Tip 2: Don't give up. It's okay to make mistakes. Keep trying. One day, I was in the store with my mom. A little girl came up to me. She looked lost. Do you speak English? She asked. I felt my heart race. What should I say? I wanted to help her, but I was scared. I smiled and said, yes. She told me she was looking for her mom. I took her hand and we found her mom together. After that, I felt so proud. I had spoken English. It wasn't perfect, but I did it. Tip 3: Practice speaking whenever you can. Don't be shy. Learning English is like climbing a mountain. Some days you feel like you're making progress, and other days it feels hard. But every step counts, even the little ones. There was another time at school when I was feeling sad again. My teacher asked us to write a story. I didn't know how to write well in English. I looked around and saw my classmates writing. They looked so happy. I started to write, but my paper had many mistakes. I felt like crying again. My teacher came up to me. She looked at my paper and smiled. You are doing great, Emily, she said. I didn't believe her at first, but she sat with me and helped me fix my mistakes. Tip 4: Ask for help. It's okay if you don't know everything. There are people who want to help you. One day, I met a girl named Sarah. She was new in school and didn't speak much English either. We became friends. Together, we practiced speaking. I remember one time we laughed because we didn't know how to say a word, but we helped each other learn. Tip 5. Find a friend to practice with. It makes learning fun. Sarah and I loved to read together. We would take turns reading. I would read a little, and then she would read. Sometimes we didn't understand the words, but we didn't stop. We learned by helping each other. Tip 6. Read out loud. It helps you remember the words. One day, my mom asked me to help her at the store. She gave me a shopping list. All the words were in English. I was scared, but I tried my best. I went around the store, looking for each item. It took a long time, but I did it. Tip 7. Use English in real life. It will help you get better. There was another time I felt really sad. It was during a test at school. I didn't understand some of the questions. I looked around, and all the other kids seemed to know the answers. I felt like crying again. But then I remembered something my mom told me: it's okay to not know everything. Just try your best, so I did. Tip 8. Believe in yourself. Even when it's hard, you can do it. One day, Sarah told me she wanted to write a letter to her grandmother. Her grandmother lived far away, and they only spoke in English. Sarah was scared. I told her, "Let's do it together." So we sat down and wrote the letter. It wasn't perfect, but it was from the heart. Tip 9. Write every day. Even if it's just a little, writing helps you get better. Learning English changed my life. It helped me make new friends and feel confident. It opened doors for me that I didn't know existed. There was a time when I didn't know any English, but now I can read, write, and speak it. And you can too. Tip 10. Never stop learning. Every day is a chance to get better. I remember the day I had to stand in front of my class and give a speech. I was so scared, but I practiced my speech over and over. When the day came, I stood up and spoke. My classmates clapped for me. It was the best feeling in the world. Tip 11. Practice speaking in front of others. It will make you brave. There was another time when I felt very sad. I had an argument with my friend. I wanted to tell her how I felt, but I didn't know how to say the words. I went home and wrote down my feelings in English. The next day, I gave her the letter. She read it and smiled. We became friends again. Tip 12. Use English to express your feelings. It helps you communicate better. As I continued learning English, I noticed how much it helped me in school. My grades got better, and I started to enjoy reading. I wasn't scared of English anymore. It became my friend. Tip 13. Read books that you like. It will make learning fun. There was a day when I had to help my little sister with her homework. She didn't understand English well, and she was frustrated. I sat with her and explained things slowly. By the end, she was smiling. It felt good to help her. Tip 14: Teach someone else. It will make you better at English too. The more I learned English, the more I wanted to learn. I started to write stories in my journal. They weren't perfect, but they were mine. Writing helped me understand how to put my thoughts into words. Tip 15: Keep a journal. Write about your day, your feelings, or anything you like. There was a time when my family went on a trip. We met many people who only spoke English. I had to speak for my family. I was nervous, but I did it. It made me feel proud. Tip 16: Travel and speak English. It will give you confidence. English helped me in so many ways. It helped me get through school, make new friends, and express my feelings. It wasn't easy, but every step was worth it. Tip 17: Don't rush. Learning takes time, but you will get there. Every time I felt like giving up, I remembered the reasons I started. I wanted to understand the world around me. I wanted to make new friends and do well in school. Tip 18: Have a goal. It will keep you motivated. I met so many amazing people on my journey. They helped me, and I helped them. We learned together, laughed together, and sometimes cried together. Tip 19: Surround yourself with people who encourage you. They will make your journey easier. Now, when I look back, I see how far I've come. English is no longer something I fear. It's something I love. It's a part of me now. Tip 20: Fall in love with learning. It will make the process enjoyable. But the journey doesn't end here. There's always more to learn. Every day is a new opportunity to grow and improve. So, keep going. Don't stop. The more you learn, the better you will become. And remember, I'm here with you. We are on this journey together. Keep practicing, keep learning, and never give up. I can't wait to see how much you grow. Would you like me to continue with more tips and stories?